Hey everybody, I'm Tim Wyatt, General Manager at Jared the Gallery of Jewelry in the Woodlands, Texas, and I'm here today to talk to you guys about one of the coolest and most recognizable series of watches out there, the GMTs. Now, if you guys paid attention during the title scene, you guys have probably already deduced that this watch has everything to do with world travel and different time zones. In fact, this watch can tell both 12 and 24-hour time at the same time, and it can tell time in not one, but two different time zones, so pretty amazing. So where do these amazing timepieces get their name? Well, GMT actually pays homage to Greenwich Mean Time, which in 1844 became the first ever coordinated universal time. The Royal Observatory is smack dab on longitudinal zero, also known as the prime meridian, and that's the baseline for all other time zones all around the globe. In fact, that's probably why you've heard that coordinated universal time referred to as Zulu time. Zulu for Z in NATO, and that Z stands for zero, not zero longitudinal, but actually 0 hours added or subtracted. So if you're in Greenwich and you go one time zone to the east, you're going to need to add an hour. And if you're in Greenwich and you go one time zone to the west, then you're going to need to subtract an hour. And that's why you'll often see Eastern Standard Time marked with a -5, and it's also why you'll see Central Standard Time marked with a -6. So now you know. Another one of my favorite things about the GMTs is that they're just highly recognizable. And not all GMTs look the same or have the same functions even, but I'm going to give you 4 basics that apply to most of the GMTs that are out there to help you recognize them from across the room. The first is in the bezel. So as opposed to being marked 12 at the top, it's marked 24. And that just makes sense because they can also time in a 24-hour mode too. And as far as the hour hands go, you have 2 hour hands. 1 hour hand for the 12-hour marker and 1 hour hand for the 24-hour designation. The 24-hour designation is typically a little bit longer and a slightly different color to help you differentiate the two. Now, the next thing is probably what makes GMTs sometimes one of the most recognizable timepieces out there. Many of them have what's called a bicolor bezel. So one color at the top and one color at the bottom. And it just makes sense because if you're timing in 24 hours, it tells you whether it's day or night. So with that, those colors a lot of times will be things like red and blue, red and black, black and blue. And so this lends some of the most common nicknames that you'll hear out there. Like the red and blue is the Pepsi-Cola. The red and black is the Coca-Cola. The black and blue, that's the Batman. So definitely some cool nicknames, but also make these timepieces just kind of iconic and ones that people want in their collection. The last thing is that the bezels on these are either normally fixed bezels, meaning that they don't rotate at all, or bi-directional bezels, meaning that they rotate in both directions. So as you're changing time zones, you can easily recalculate without even having to reset the timepiece. This differentiates from things like diving watches, which are unidirectional, meaning that you can only spin them clockwise as a safety feature. So now as you guys are looking at watches out there with just those 4 features, you can typically easily identify what's a GMT. So what kind of people gravitate towards the GMT? Probably first off, the exact type of people that you're thinking, the world traveler. And that's who Pan Am Airlines had in mind when they originally coordinated with the Swiss industry in the 1950s to make the first ever GMTs. They needed a watch that would keep both a centralized time and a local time and have those running fluidly. The next category of people that it really speaks to is people that have globally coordinated efforts. They need to know both the local time and then also wherever their operations are, they need to know that time too. Another category of people that really enjoy these watches are people that have friends and family members that are miles away, and before they FaceTime or pick up that phone, they want to know that it's a reasonable hour. And the last category is people that are collectors and connoisseurs of watches. These GMTs have amazingly elite and complicated movements, and they a lot of times like to have these as cornerstones or parts of their collection. So now that you guys know way more about GMTs than the average human, I've linked some of my absolute favorites below. If you guys have any questions, drop them in the comments or message me directly. And as always, if you guys like this content, then please like, share, and follow. Thanks again.